Hello, students, and welcome to our lesson today on grid moves. It's Tuesday, November 16th. It's a B day, and today we will identify the types of transformations needed to move one figure to another. These are transformations. Also, we'll use grids to carry out our transformations. So I hope you've given yourself a little quiet meditation time. Our warm up will be an activity called the isometric grid, and our lesson will be on grid moves. And then we'll have our cool down, which is called Some Are Transformations and Some Aren't or Are Not. So make sure you're focused and ready to learn, that you want to complete your warm up, your lesson, and your cool down. You have a lesson summary to read, and let's get your work in your binder. So let's get centered and block out those distractions. Make sure your name is on your lesson pages, and let's begin thinking about the isometric grid. And let's go there right now. And here it is. This is called an isometric grid. I think I can get that a little bigger. There we go. So it's notice and wonder time. So take a minute. Please pause the video, and I want you to notice anything you see about this, and let's ask some questions. So I'd like you to think of maybe at least one thing that you notice and one thing that you wonder. And let's take 1 minute starting now. Okay, so hopefully you did that. Use a timer. There's a classroom timer. You can use timers on your watches. But let's think about this. I see this. It's not like the kind of grid that we usually see. Um, it's, in fact, it doesn't have any horizontal lines. Um, I notice that it does have vertical lines that are parallel. You might notice that these line segments form equilateral triangles, and those are triangles that have 3 equal sides, each one of them. See that? You might also notice that you have groups of 6 of these triangles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You might notice that some of you might know that each one of these angles in these triangles is 60 degrees. That's because the total number of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. And we know these are equilateral triangles. Also, we can think a circle, okay, is 360 degrees. Each one of these triangles is 1/6 of that. 360 divided by 6 equals 60. So that's another way we know that each angle here is 60 degrees. And we also know because the triangle is 180 degrees, and that's split among the 3 angles. And if you divide that 180 by 3, again, we'll get 60. You might notice that unlike the grid that we're used to working with, there are no 90-degree angles. And we said each vertex has 6 line segments coming from it. So we don't have any squares like we would normally have in a grid. Those are some things you might notice. You might wonder why. So now we're wondering, why are there no 90-degree angles? And why are there no squares? Why would we use this kind of grid instead of a square grid? Why are there no horizontal lines? And are we going to use this grid in our classes? So those are some good notices and some good wonders. So you have an activity today that's going to require you to transform some shapes into new shapes. The shapes will be exactly the same, but the placement of them on the grid will be new. There is a digital version of this activity, and I've assigned it to you in Learn Zillion. So you want to do this on paper with your pencil. You could try using tracing paper to help move the shapes. You might use a ruler. You might use, maybe even a protractor to help you along. So there's different ways that you can solve this. You'll find a way that is kind of the best way for you. But let's take a look at what we've got. We have figure A, B, and C. We want to transform it so that A is now A prime, and that will give us a new B and C. So let's see, let's just look at A, and when we have the new figure, we use the same letters, but we call this A prime, and we write it like that. So from A to A prime, I've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to the right and 2 up. So I will do that with B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to the right, but I still have to go up 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right and up 2. That puts B prime right here. And C prime, let's go over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 2. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 2. So this should be our A prime, B prime, C prime. So if we draw in that triangle, there it is. It's transformed, and it is identical to A, B, and C. However, A prime, B prime, and C prime are now translated. So why don't you try figure 2, figure 3, and figure 4. And the instructions are right at the bottom. In figure 1, you're asked to translate triangle ABC so that A goes to A prime. In figure 2, you are asked to translate A, B, and C so that C goes to C prime. And in figure 3, you're asked to rotate triangle ABC 90 degrees counterclockwise using center O. And in figure 4, you're asked to reflect triangle ABC over line L. So let's take 5 minutes. Okay, stop the video, pause the video, set the clock, and try to do those on your own. Actually, students, let's give 15 minutes for that. 15 minutes. Okay, so let's see how you did. For figure 2, we're going to go to the right 2 and up 1. So we've done that with C. We have our new C prime here. We'll do that with A. So over 2 and up 1. And with B, so this is A prime, B prime, and we'll connect those. And there you have it. We have the same figure as A, B, C, but we've shifted it so that it is 3 units to the right and 1 unit up. So now figure 3, we're going to rotate A, B, C 90 degrees counterclockwise. So counterclockwise is in that direction using center O. So counterclockwise, we're going to rotate 90 degrees. So that would put, if we think of swinging this around, and when you try the applet, it's easier to do it. A would come down here, C would, let's see, 90 degrees. So here's line BC. So 90 degrees would be this way. Let's change our color. So that would put C prime right there, B prime right there, and over up, A prime right there. Okay, there's our translation of triangle ABC counterclockwise using center O. And finally, for number 4, we're going to reflect triangle ABC across line L. So this is easy to do if we just do one point at a time. This would be C prime, B prime, over 2, up 1, A prime. And let's connect. Be a little neater than that. There we go. All right, we have another set of problems. Let's take 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see how long you need. So stop the video, and when you do, in figure 5, you're going to rotate quadrilateral ABCD 60 degrees counterclockwise using center B. You're going to rotate quadrilateral ABCD 60 degrees clockwise using center C. In figure 7, we will reflect the quadrilateral ABCD using line L, and in figure 8, we will translate quadrilateral ABCD so that A goes to C. So take 10 to 15 minutes and work on that right now. Okay, let's see how you did. So for quadrilateral ABCD, we are asked to rotate it 60 degrees counterclockwise using center B. So this is where the isometric grid is really helpful. So 60 degrees from this point here would be in this direction here. So that's our new B prime, and oh, let me do that again, 60 degrees. I'm going to look at this line. Let's look at this line AB. If I move that 60 degrees, that's going to put it one triangle width. So it's 3 units long right there. And then I move D right there. No, D has to come down. And C, go right there. Close the figure. And that's our new figure. Figure 6, we're asked to rotate it clockwise. So clockwise is this way. So we're going to use point C as the center. So if I'm going clockwise 60 degrees, I look at line DC, and I'll just simply have to go 60 degrees to the right. So this would be my new D prime. And there it is. We've rotated it about point C, 60 degrees in a clockwise fashion. And you can see that we've gone this time in this direction. So here's our new figure right here. Reflect quadrilateral ABCD across line L. So here's our quadrilateral ABCD. So I'll reflect it point by point. C will go here. D will go there. A, D prime, C prime, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I see the mistake. I'm going to start over a little bit. Okay. This point here, point C, will go right here. Point D, there. Point A, right here. And point B right here. Let's see, it's my A prime, B prime, D prime, and point C prime. There we go. Oops. Okay, final one, figure 8. Were you able to do this? Figure 8, we are translating quadrilateral ABCD so that A goes to C. So that means A will go where C is. And so it should be in the same direction. So this is now A prime, D prime. Oops, I need to make that longer. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we have it. Here's my B prime and C prime. All right, we have a couple more questions. Are you ready for more? So the effects of each move that we've done can also be undone by using another move. For example, to undo the effect of translating 3 units to the right, we would translate 3 units to the left. So we have a question. What move undoes each of the following moves? So the opposite, or the undoing of translating 3 units up, is to translate 3 units down. To undo translating 1 unit up and 1 unit to the left, you would translate 1 unit down and 1 unit to the right. To rotate 30 degrees clockwise around a point, to undo that, you would rotate 30 degrees counterclockwise around the same point. And that's point P. And then to reflect across line L, you would reflect again across line L. And then here's our lesson summary. I would like you to read this 2 times and underline things and highlight things to help you remember it. Let's move on to our cool down. Okay, some are transformations and some aren't. Which of these triangles are translations of triangle A? So we'll look at triangle A right here. Which of these are translations of triangle A? Well, I would definitely say, let's look at B. Yep, B is a shift down, so yes, B. C looks like reflection, so not C. D is definitely a translation. We've gone down 1 unit and over 1, 2, 3. So D. F is a rotation, so no. And E is a reflection, so no. So only B and D are translations of triangle A. So make sure that you read your lesson summary twice and come back tomorrow with your new language memorized. Our word for today is image. Oops. Don't know how I did that. I must have had the eraser. Let's see if I can undo it. I'm not quite sure how. But your new vocabulary for today is image. And you can look that up in Learn Zillium and try to get to know these. So you've worked hard today. Thank you very much for your cooperation and for your concentration. Thank you for working hard. And remember, this takes practice, okay? So before you go, make sure you've collected everything, put your supplies away, and go forth and be the person that you naturally are, which is successful because you are capable. Have a wonderful day.